Good day to all eye watchers. Welcome back to another video of iBio Academy. And for today's episode, top 5 Paleozoic animals that you won't believe existed. By the way, thank you very much for the support by following us and watching our first and pilot episode of iBio Academy, dear eye watchers.
Have you ever wondered what life would be like before humans existed on Earth? Well, thanks to carbon dating. Through dating and fossils, researchers found clues on what might be the distinction of ancient living things in Paleozoic. Now, let us discover this.
But first and foremost, what is Paleozoic era? The Paleozoic era, which lasted from 541 million to 251.9 million years ago, was a time of great change here on Earth. The major divisions of the Paleozoic era started from Cambrian, to be followed by Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous, and lastly, Permian. The era began with the breakup of one supercontinent and the formation of another. During this time, prehistoric underwater life exploded with amazing new creatures, plants spread, and the first vertebrate animals colonized land.
Here is the geological timescale for the guide towards the period of living of the species that will be discussed later. And now, here are the top 5 Paleozoic animals that you won't believe conquered the world.
Number 1. Phallotaspis typica.
First on our list, the Phallotaspis typica. It belonged to the kingdom Animalia and the class of trilobites. This species was a deposit feeder, which ate small specks of organic matter. During their prime, they can be found in marine environments at the strata of the United States and Morocco. Its fossils were specifically found in Tazimort, Morocco, Africa. Did you think that was all? Well, I'll let you in on something. These are the interesting facts about its class, Trilobita. In Latin, trilobite translates to three-part body. Can you guess what species the first ones to develop eyes were? Of course, it is none other than trilobites. Apart from this, they were also one of the earliest species to acquire many appendages. The Cambrian period is considered the trilobites' peak. They were numerous and abundant at that time. Unfortunately, trilobites have no direct descendants and were begun due to the massive extinction, the Great Dying.
Number 2. Dimetrodon limbeirus.
Next on our list is an animal often mistaken for a dinosaur or as a contemporary of dinosaurs in popular culture, the Dimetrodon limbaris. It belonged to the kingdom Animalia and the class of Reptilia. It is a non-mammalian synapsid genus that lived during the early Permian period. Dimetrodon limbaris' diet may have been comparable to that of its genus, Dimetrodon, which includes freshwater sharks, amphibians, reptiles, and other amniotes. Its subclass fossils are most commonly found on Gondwana, an ancient supercontinent. Dimetrodon limbaris has distinct fossil records within the United States, mainly in the state of Texas. And oh, did you know that we humans are distantly related to the Dimetrodon limbaris? It's because humans are considered as synapsids as well. It really is a small world to live in.
Number 3. Eurypterus remips.
Third on our list is Eurypterids or sea scorpions. Eurypterids are an order of arthropods and also a part of superclass Chelicerata. It existed during the Ordovician period and lasted until the Permian mass extinction. They feed to smaller animals including their own kind. Eurypterids are only found in North America, Europe, and Western Asia, where fossil records of Eurypterids remipes are specifically found in Westmoreland, Oneida County. One interesting fact is that its order, Eurypterids, has a species called Jacolepterus uraniae, which is known as the largest arthropod, reaching the length of 8 feet or beyond.
Number 4. Alonautilus scrobiculatus.
Next on our list is one of the rarest known marine animals, Alonautilus scrobiculatus, also known as the crusty nautilus because of its encrusting layer that covers most of its umbilicus or shell. Scrobiculatus is one of the only two species of the genus Alonautilus and are of close relatives with Nautilus, which are the modern descendants of nautiloids. It is a scavenger that feeds on dead animals, usually crustaceans that it finds in the sea, and today they are primarily found in the waters surrounding the Papua New Guinea and Solomon Islands. It is also interesting to know that there are in fact other surviving modern species of nautiluses that are found in the seas around Australia and the Philippines.
Number 5. Alphacrinus mansfieldi.
And last but definitely not the least, the Alphacrinus mansfieldi. It is an extinct genus of crinoids which existed from the Middle Traumatic series during the early Ebaxian. This monospecific genus is assigned to a new family, Alphacrinidae. Its designated local area is Summit of Skull Rock Pass in the Fillmore Formation of Utah, which is Estercean carbonate limestone. Alphacrinus mansfieldi prey on invertebrates, which include certain bivalves, snails, marine worms, and crustaceans. As we learn more about Alphacrinus mansfieldi, we will be amazed by the number of interesting facts about them. Two of which is that its phylum's name Echinoderm means spiny skin. Lastly, the mouth of the Echinoderm sea urchin is also known as Aristotle's lantern, and they typically bury themselves in the sand.
To sum up the contents of our video, we first introduced the background information of the Paleozoic era and its timeline. Information like how it lasted 541 million to 251.9 million years ago, how life flourished in the Cambrian explosion, its 6 periods, and how long these periods lasted. We then moved on to tackle the details of the 5 unbelievable species of this era. Some of the details were the lengthy taxonomy of the Paleozoic typica, the Dimetrodon nimbatus crazy diet of large reptiles and sharks, the Ripterus rumicus gigantic cousin that measured up to 8 feet long, the weird and interesting appearance of the Alphacrinus mansfieldi, and the location of the Alonautilus scrobiculatus, with its relative living close to our country.
What a roaring and insightful those animals were in ancient times are, mainly the Paleozoic era. But could there be still animals that are somehow interlinked on what we see today? Or what about the next era that inherited the traits of aforementioned Paleozoic animals? But I think that's for another episode of iBio Academy.